We brought her back and they decided to just check her heart to see what it looked like, and turns out that her aorta was enlarged enough that they were concerned about dissection.
She was about 2 or 3. We noticed her having a hard time breathing, so we took her to the doctor, and that's when they diagnosed her with asthma.
And so we went from thinking we were fixing to get to go home that morning to we're moving you over to a delivery room and you'll be delivering within the next few hours.
He would have probably gotten it anyway, eventually, because he did have the genes for it and everything. But they said for him being 23 months old when he got diabetes, that was just really young, and that it probably should have happened when he was like 10. So the infection is what triggered it.
We did a CT scan that day and saw that she had a large mass at the base of her brain. And with her age and the way it looked on the CT scan, it was concerning for a medulloblastoma, which is a type of cancer of the brain.
He told us that he was going to do a procedure called David's procedure, and her thoracic surgeon told me that he had practiced under Dr. David and had learned that procedure, and I was just, thank you God, you know, we're in the right place at the right time. Tatum saw her pediatric cardiologist 2 weeks ago. Everything's stable.
They're real good about taking her back fast, get her on her oxygen, and then they bring in her treatments.
Usually once she gets steroids and breathing treatments, you know, frequent breathing treatments, sometimes constant breathing treatments, she turns that corner and she's good.
When I first got to see him, it was a little overwhelming because there was, you know, a lot of tubes, a lot of wires. They had him on the heat therapy because his body temperature wasn't regulating yet. We were both scared to death to hold him because he was so small.
By the time he was about 12 days of age, he was eating well, just starting to maybe gain a little bit of weight, but doing well there. His jaundice had been cured, his respiratory immaturity had resolved, so he could be discharged home to his parents.
Now we have him on an insulin pump and a Dexcom, and the Dexcom is a continuous glucose monitor, and it tells us what his blood sugar is all the time. So every 5 minutes it'll like update it. The insulin pump is a lifesaver, so we don't have to do as many shots, and it has like a little glucometer that's connected to the pump, and it's like a remote control. So he could be running around playing, and we can just put in how much insulin he needs, and it just goes to him.
Alyssa was in and out of our hospital a lot during her chemotherapy time, and I'm sure it was a huge relief to her grandmother and all of her siblings that they could just be local instead of having to drive 4.5 hours and then stay in the hospital for a week there. That would be just a huge inconvenience for everybody and make the whole thing harder than it already is.
I didn't even know we had that kind of treatment here at Shannon until you have a child that needs it.
We do asthma education on, you know, all of our asthma patients, and so we're constantly learning about asthma. I know that a couple of our nurses have gone up to Cooks and gotten training on asthma and different disease processes that's funded by Children's Medical Network.
There's nobody in any other hospital that has a fancier isolate or a more efficient isolate or a safer isolate. There's nobody in any other hospital that has a more efficient bilirubin treating machine. Those items are not inexpensive and are very helpful, and the Children's Network has provided those items that we can use. And those are very important for being able to keep the baby here.
There's a lot of stuff over at Shannon that he loves to play with. I think he feels at home, away from home.
Children's Miracle Network gave us a light when there was a lot of darkness that had been around us. You're helping kids just like Heston who start out life fighting, and sometimes their struggle continues and sometimes they can overcome, but no matter what, you're letting them stay at home and you're letting them be with their parents and their loved ones, and you're letting them be in a community that's full of supporters. So by supporting Children's Miracle Network and sharing our story, we hope that we bring light to someone else's life.
The reasons you're in the hospital's not good with what Children's Miracle Network provides is far greater than what you would normally experience.